Hit the button. Response video to Pyrrho. Well, the subject of Pyrrho, anyway. So it has been revealed where he had disappeared to, and yeah, it's just like as dark a story as you want. His daughter died, and yeah, like there's something to say. There's never anything to say. Sucks, and it'll suck forever. Yeah, there's, what? I haven't gotten over anybody who's died that mattered to me. Just sits there inside of you. I can't get over the cats. I still got the cats popping in my head. They're cats, and I still talk to them. Still say hello. Not physically, but in my head they pop up, and I say how are you doing and such. It's inside my head, and yeah. So I mean that makes it simpler, right? That it just sucks, and you say shit, that sucks, and yeah, there's nothing you can do. Nothing. Just this part of the deal. I'm not going to make a statement about that, but yeah, it's part of the deal. This shit happens. People say it like it's a joke, but yeah, shit happens. Shit. But anyway, but there's always these bright sides. Like I can think back and say, well, frankly, I would have been better off if I got wiped out at 14. Because yeah, there's a lot of trauma to life, working it all out, navigating it. It's going to be rude to beauty. Your daughter was beautiful, and life would have been rude to her. And so in a sense, she got away clean. She got away with who she is, undestroyed by relationships with these creeps called humans. Fuck. So anyway, it's just funny that there's a video of yours, a really old one, 4 or 5 years ago, whatever, and your daughter is on the couch in the background playing a video game or something. I don't know what she's doing, but I remember that video just because I remember her being in the video. I said, oh, that's Pyrrho's daughter, and she's just doing whatever cute kind of girly stuff. But anyway, it just I mean, you've mentioned it. I mean, you just, yeah, shit. It's depressing. I mean, I'm already really depressed, so I can't, I can't say I've shed a tear, but my eyes are a little bit moist. Yeah, moister than usual. Whatever. What can I say? I'm sorry. My condolences. Some sort of bullshit. I think I got the right attitude. You do have to kind of monument people. I always hated the Christian method. Let's put a stone where we throw them in the ground, so we remember them being dead. So we remember we remember them as they were when they were dead. And we'll even go to a place full of dead people just so we make sure we understand that they're dead. It just seems so stupid. I mean, if you're going to have a stone carved, it should be in the middle of your living room. You should make a coffee table out of it. You should bring them with you. And such. But this whole thing is, it's just so. Sometimes it's easier to live for somebody else than it is to live for yourself. Maybe she felt the same way. Life is just so sloppy. So yeah, live for her. Fight to do right for her. Pet all the cats that she would have pet. That kind of thing. You always feel that kind of thing. What can you do? But it's so frustrating because you really can't. You can't do it. And there's so many different people we all are. The person you knew 2 years ago is different than the person you know today, in many cases, especially with kids, of course. But my relationships with my sister was sort of like that. Well, it's like I said, it's with everybody. You know, one of my best friends who died, you know, she really deteriorated at the end, and you had to watch all that. And that was just, well, my sister dying. It was 5 years of, I mean, you know. So the bright side is, at least it wasn't any of that shit. You know, you didn't have to go through the rust and fall apart stage. You didn't have to watch the car rust and degrade and turn into a piece of crap. It just got wiped out. Sometimes that's better. No, when I had to sell one of my cars, I was like that. I had that very same kind of thought. I said, well, the good news is, you know, I won't have to watch it fall apart. It's leaving in its prime. And, yeah, I still miss the car. Yeah, I love that car. So, I mean, I can't even, you know, there's no way I can, obviously, I'm not a parent, so I can't even say what it's like and what your sense of, no matter what happened, no matter how it happened, there'd always be a sense of guilt. I don't see how that's avoidable. You could always just say, if only I had woken up 5 minutes later, if only blah blah, you could just do that. Like I said, no matter what. And you already know, you're smart enough to know the whole psychology thing, that our psychology plays with us. You know, just to do that Nietzschean thing of making you stronger kind of bullshit. And sometimes it plays a little too hard. And, you know, we got to know that. And you got to know the pointlessness of guilt. It's just some sort of dopey honor code that's built into our head to defeat us, to turn us into beta when we should be alpha. It's a way of forcing hierarchy on us, is to create this notion of guilt, to drive us into submission. So yeah, it's good that you're not letting it, that you're going to keep your power up. You know, because that's what you got to do. It's not even that you have to, it's just the right thing to do. Guilt's a shit emotion. Grief is a shit emotion in some ways too, but you know, that's almost like saying love is a shit emotion. Of course it is, but you know, there's really no reason to. It's the only thing in town. It's the only thing that means anything. The rest of this garbage is just that garbage. I mean, I guess I would have more people agree with me that life was absolute fucking shit if it wasn't for the fact that we can be awestruck by beauty of character and even physique. You know, that's all there is. There's nothing else, you know. If there's anything of any value, that's the only thing that's of any value. Everything else is ugly and stupid and moronic. So, yeah, wallow in that. Appreciate that. I mean, you are recognizing it. You are, you know, you've already done that. So it's just the missing that's left. I guess. And like I said, you can always calculate the missed opportunities, but for every calculation, there's the dark side calculation of alcoholism or this or that or some other kind of crap that would have blighted her life. So there's no reason to presume that what she was robbed of was precious. The only thing that was precious was her. And you know, you really were lucky to have the extra couple of years, you know, to let her become more of a person, and for you to have the last year where you got to know that person. You know, that's like huge, really huge. Yeah, I'm feeling a bit weepy. Yeah, I don't know what to say. So, yeah, I mean, all the crap that goes through your head, you know. I mean, it's all these things are in the same category. All these dark bits, these bits of injustice, where it's just not right. That's all. It's just not right. And it shouldn't not be right. You know, especially considering how you know, life is got all this crap in it, and even the bit that's beautiful and, you know, wonderful is tainted by this vulnerability to it all just blowing up. Hey, pup. How you doing? So, yeah. So, anyway, yeah. I have, you know, details, meattails. I mean, obviously, I'm curious to know what stupid thing happened. But there's no, like I said, you know, the whole guilt game, it doesn't go anywhere. You know, it just doesn't. Because if you want to find it, you can find it. You want to make yourself guilty, we're all guilty. It's all over the place. We're guilty of all kinds of crimes, even the attachment you had to your daughter. You can think about all the girls, all the children that you didn't have time for, that just needed somebody to say hi and pet them on the head and say it's going to be okay, and some kind of shit like that. So if you want to feel guilty, you can crucify yourself to pieces. Pretty easy in this world. Find lots of reasons to hate yourself, to think of yourself as a useless piece of shit. So I mean, that's already a given. We're all useless pieces of shit, and all there is tomorrow. Today's already kind of dictated. You know, carry my bag of cement, do my chore, go home, wallow in some melancholia. So yeah, today's kind of fucked. Well, everything's fucked for, you know, right now. I just don't, you know, there's just so little growing in my future. I mean, this is all kind of plush here, but when I look at my future, I just see desert. You know, brutal, harsh. It's a nasty desert, all cactusy and shit, bugs and whatnot, big giant ones, 400-foot bugs. It just doesn't look like the place I want to go, but I probably will try to push through it, try to find a way to sneak through it, because yeah, I got a mission. So yeah, grab your mission. You know, tribute is good. Maybe talk about your daughter, who she was, who she might have liked to be. Maybe, I don't know, something like that. It's just that humans are so robbed. You know, when you think of just even people 200 years ago, you know, they didn't have photographs, and somebody died, and they were just gone. I mean, and all you had was your brain to find them in. And if you have to resort to that, it's so dangerous. Because it's like so many of my memories are so tainted by the bad endings. I think about the person. I have to push through my images of the bad endings. And it's just so difficult to get to the good stuff through the bad. But when you have a photograph, it just freezes time. You can get right to it. You don't have to think about the end. You can think about the then. And you can even imagine all kinds of would-be's. But the real important thing is you can recapture what was, and you can wallow in the best of it instead of having to push through the worst of it. Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, I guess we should be grateful for so many things that we have that the past didn't have, both in our knowledge, but in all these little subtle things that are pretty powerful as running water and electricity. You know, is the idea that you can hold on to pieces of each other, and you know, the magical monument that is a photograph. You know, by comparison, I mean, just think how much a human 2,000 years ago or 20,000 years ago, just think how much that would mean to them to have this thing that had this little box that had the person they miss in it, and they could have so much more of a relationship to them because they weren't going to be trapped through all the psychological torture that our brain is set up to impose on us. You know, you could just be spared all that. Yeah. So whatever. Life strategies are pretty much impossible for me right now, so I got no advice there. You know, even on my good days, it's pretty bleak. So yeah, you know, so do what you have to do, I guess. Yeah, that's a little cliche trite shit. Push through it, blah blah blah. And I'm really sorry, man. Dog diarrhea. This is so cheerful. Butterfly. Yeah, butterfly circling the diarrhea. Oh, I just want to give up. Roll down the river. Here's the river. I like to go rolling down the old river. Old man river. Oh, do. I don't know the words to the song, but it is kind of sad and lonely, so it is probably appropriate. I will think fondly of your daughter and such. So we did communicate a little bit, and I did like her, and yeah, I kind of miss her. I mean, you know, I didn't know her enough to miss her, but you know what I mean. I do anyway, and I'm really, I can't say I'm feeling your pain because that's just absolute bullshit, but I'm sorry. Hey, if I could go in her place, I'd volunteer. But yeah, what good is that to anybody, right? We can't write contracts. We can't control. We can't do anything. We just gotta go flowing with the river. The river's in charge. We're just the shit that goes a flowing. So anyway, I'm sorry and such.